Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always thank you for the support. So today I did say, or I did think, oh, I don't want to do another concept E-type card, but I did find this one, and I did attempt to do it the other day, and then I accidentally deleted it off my camera, so that's really annoying. So I wanted to have another go at it because it is really quite a spectacular card when it's made up, and it's great. The best thing about it is that it's great for using up offcuts of cards. So if you're like me and you use a lot of A3 card to sort of make your cards together, then all those little bits left over, if you haven't used them, this is perfect for them. If not, you can just cut it out of an A4 sheet and that's perfect. So the kit I'm going to be playing with is this Red Robins Christmas, which is from the Hunkydory 72 magazine, which did turn up yesterday. The eagle-eyed among you may spot teeth marks in my kit, because Henry, God bless him, hates the postman, and he got there before I did. And he really did lay into this kit. The magazine has got several holes in, and the kit, unfortunately, he managed to get that as well, but still salvageable. There's still plenty I can use, so you know, it is what it is. That's what he does. You know, he's just a dog at the end of the day. Okay, so let's cut the pieces that we need. So we need 2 pieces of 6.5 by 2 inches. I don't know if I'm going to get that out of there. It might be a little bit too small. It is. So let's just put that out of the way so I don't get confused. So again, 6.5 by 2. And what I'm going to do as well, just when you've cut these, because they are a continuation piece, just make sure they are exactly the same size. The first time I did this, it was just slightly off, and it did cause me some problems. So the next piece we need is 8 inches by 2 again. Those, and then lastly I'm going to have to use an A4 sheet for this one. We want 1.5 by 9.5, so, and I need 2 of those, so 1.5 by 9.5, and again let's just do it on that side. So I'm lining up on this side. It's just going to make my life a bit easier if I do it that way. So let's save that nice big piece for another day. And then this piece was 9.5. Okay, so I'm just going to check those are the same, and they are, although that doesn't matter quite as much, to be honest with you. Okay, so let's bring in our scoreboard, and for these 2 by 6.5 we're going to score at 2, 4 and 6, and again 2, 4 and 6, and then this 2 by 8 again 2, 4 and 6. Nice and easy so far. So this one is the trickier ones. So it needs to be scored at 1/2 inch, 1 1/4 inch, 2 inches, 2 3/4, and then we're 3.5. And then we jump into 5, 5 3/4, 6 1/2, 7 1/4, and 8. Just get that in there. Okay, and then exactly the same on this one. So 1/2, 1 1/4, 2, 2 3/4, 3 1/2, 5, 5 3/4, 6 1/2, 7 1/4, and 8. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and give those a quick burnish down. So these is going to be like a spring mechanism for our card, and it's best not to burnish these down too much, okay, because you want them to sort of retain their springiness. But we're just going to fold them like so, and what I can do is just bring in my tacky glue. You can use your red liner glue if you want to. I'm just going to pop that onto there, and I'll just bring in one of my clips. I'll set that aside to dry, and then we're going to do the same again. So you've got this piece here which is like the 2 inches, I think. Well, that's about 1 1/2, and then you're just folding them in and away, so to make that sort of springy mechanism that we're going to be using. So I'm going to pop some glue on again, pop that onto there. I'm going to grab one of my other clips, and we'll put that aside to dry. Okay, so these we just need to give a good burnish down. So this is the 8-inch piece, and again it's going to be mountain and valleys. Okay, this one is not mountain and valleys, but we are going to give them a good crease. We've got our tab there. So just giving these all a good burnish down. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, just before I do anything else, is I'm going to glue these together. So we've got a tab on this side and we've got a tab on the other side, so that will go round and link. Okay, but it just makes it easier before you decorate if you stick these down now, so that you don't inadvertently sort of put your papers on upside down or something like that. Okay, so we'll pop that to the side, and I'm going to bring my trimmer back in. And what we'll do before we do anything else, I want to decorate this, because it's easier to decorate this flat. Sorry, it's just, see that glue was coming up a little bit there. It's easier to decorate this flat than try and do it once we've got it assembled. Okay, so I'm going to grab some gold mirror card, because the foiling on this kit is gold. So we want 6 pieces of, these pieces are 2 by 2, so I want 6 pieces of 2 notches under the 2 square. So let's just go ahead and cut those. Like I say, if you've got any little offcuts of gold or whichever foiling you're using, again, perfect for this. And we've got there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. I'll put that away. Actually, I'll put that back with my mirror, and then I'll pick that up next time I mean. And then for the decoration on them, I'm going to be using this. So we need to be 4 notches under the 2. So if I cut that there, we're just going to have that line. So I think I'm going to cut that at the let's take quarter of an inch off that. You can always use that somewhere else. And then I'm going to go to my 1, 2, 3, 4 notches. That's a bit better. I just didn't want that line to be at the bottom. So again, we're going to be going 4 notches under the 2. And again, we're going to want 6 of these. Too small. Yes, it is. So I'm going to take that 1/4 inch off as well, so it's not really going to affect that bird tail. And then if I come around, I'm going to bring this down to 4, even though it's going to be a bit more than I need. Just cut that bit off. Okay. I just wanted to try and save that image if I could. Okay, so then we want 4 notches under the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn that round, just because I had that rough end on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We should have our 6. The perfect cardstock for doing these is one that, like, where you've got foiling all over, and then you don't have to worry so much about the pattern. Okay, so let's just get those all the right way up. Got our little gold pieces as well. Okay, so we're going to bring this down, and I am going to use my tacky glue. I did find that was better the other day. Usually I would do my all-purpose, but I did find that it was sliding about a bit more than I wanted to. Now, the downside with this card is that there isn't really anywhere for you to write a sentiment, or, you know, a dedication, or, you know, to do the insert. The only thing I could suggest would be either put an insert over 3 pieces on the back, or what you could do is instead of sealing all of this down, if you popped one of these pieces onto here and just glued it round here, and then you could pop a tag in with the information on. Okay, so that would be my suggestion. Okay, just got to see whether I've got that lined up right, but I'm hoping I have. Okay. So just going to keep working our way around, trying to put them on as evenly as we can. And I did finish the one that I started on the video the other day, so I will hopefully remember to show you that at the end, because it is absolutely really nice. I have had it downstairs for the last couple of days. Okay, and then we've just got to decide whether we want that at the top or the bottom. That's difficult to say. I think we should have the line at the bottom, because that candy cane is then the right way up. So let's do that. So again, just going round, popping all of these pieces on. You don't really have to line up the pattern, so what's going on with that one? That one's a bit small, isn't it? I have to recut that one. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we'll just give those a little bit of time to set. I'm just going to grab another piece, so I will have to cut into this robin, which is a shame. So let's just take that. We're taking that 1/4 inch off, so we need it to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So, sorry, robin. We have got a tiny bit of robin on it, but nobody's going to see that. Okay. And that's going to there. Okay, so I'm going to take these off. And I'm going to now just stick these together. Like so. So that's how this is going to look, this spring mechanism. Okay, so hopefully these are pretty much set. Okay, so we know this is the bottom of our card, so on this second panel in, just going to put a nice amount of glue. And this one here, we're going to pop straight in there. So I am going to try and make sure I don't get it on the sort of the scores, but it will. It is exactly the same size, and this card doesn't fold flat here anyway, so it's not a big problem if it does. Okay, and then this piece we're going to glue under here, and just see, yes, I'll put it just in the middle before on there. Okay, and I'm just going to give that a couple of minutes just to go off. Okay, so that's done pretty nicely now. So what I'm going to do now, so this needs to go up like so. This is going to glue onto here. This is all going to come over, and it all sounds like it's going to be a hot mess, right? But it did work out quite nicely before, so I have faith it is going to do this again. So I've put glue on the top of here, on the outside of here, and then on this tab here. Okay, so the easiest thing to do is to fold this down a little bit and then sort of carefully pop that onto there, and then pop that over so that that's on top of it, making sure that's nice and straight. and then try not to get too much glue on my hands, and then going to press that down. And what I would suggest is that you hold this for a little while. I did find it didn't have to be held for long, and probably about a minute or so when I did the other one, but just long enough. With that glue being really tacky, that's the Crafter's Companion one, I didn't find that it needed very long at all, so other glues may be slightly different. Okay, and then that is what you get. Okay, so there's your mechanism underneath, which will will squash flattish, but not so flat. Okay, and I've just got a tiny bit there where I've not glued that straight, so I'm just going to take my scissors and just straighten that. Just would have bothered me. Okay, so that is our card. So the next thing we need to do is the topper. So what I have done beforehand is just cut a topper that is slightly smaller than the topper that I'm going to use, and I did sort of decide that I was going to use this round one with the robin with the star. So I'm just going to pop these layers out. Just got one layer on here, so that's perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in some Hunkydory. What did I do with them? Bear with me 2 seconds. Had them a second ago. Buried them. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to go around with these Hunkydory, probably about 1mm foam pads. And I'm keeping it quite close to the edge on this one because I know I've made that circle smaller than it. So if I pop that on top, you'll see what I mean. So it comes in quite well under that. But I did want there to be a little bit of lift. Okay, we're just going all the way around. Should be enough, yes. So just going to go around and take these off. And if you wanted to go flat with this, you could do. And when it's finished, this card should go into a 6x6 sized envelope. I would suggest a box envelope because it's still quite chunky, quite wide. But the idea of it is that it pops up when you take it out, so it is quite a cool one. Okay, so let's get those on. Not too bad. And then I'm going to go with these Crafter's Companion, sort of bigger ones, deeper ones for this piece. And then we're going to pop that back in. So we've got our topper there. And then just popping up there. So let me just pop a bit of glue there. Again, that will annoy me. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just put some glue all over this side. And I'm bringing it down to my mat. And I know I want to keep it, you know, in that area so that we can still put it in a 6x6 envelope. And then I'm just going to pop that on and hold that down for a second. and that should pop up. So that is how it is looking. Okay, so then just to decorate, well, we need a sentiment and maybe some of these little robins. So those will probably be too big. Yeah, but those little robins in the middle wouldn't be. So got those two there, and I think I'll go with Have a Jolly Christmas. Okay, so I'm just going to pop some smaller pads on these, oops, and on these. Okay, and you'll see what I mean about decorating it being hard once it's assembled. Just take that one off. So put that one onto there. And I'm ever so sorry, but this is going to be the only one today, the only demo, the only card I'm making. Truth is, I've been really poorly the last couple of days with sort of sickness and stuff. I don't know where that's come from, but yeah, really, really rough. I think I've slept for 24 hours. But I wanted to come and get this one done, because obviously with me messing it up last time, there'd not been anything for a couple of days. And I kind of like to try and post regularly, you know, it's like, I feel better if I've crafted, no matter how poorly I am. Okay, so then we've got our little bits on there as well. Okay, so that would go in the envelope, person would take it out and it would pop up. Okay, now I have seen versions online where they've only done one piece of the sort of spring mechanism. Okay, and the first one I did just do with one. And there it does pop up to a certain extent, but it's not quite the same as these, you know. I'll just bring you in the other one. The other one that I did with the Poinsettia Sparkle, and this is my favourite card that I've made so far this year. Like what I was saying about if it's a repeating pattern like this foiled, you know, it's perfect because I didn't have to worry about cutting any bits off like I did with this one. But as you can see, I put them that way. Oops, that's come off. Why has that come off? There we go. So hopefully you can see those. They're not quite as good as they would be. You can't see them quite as good as you can in real life because of the angle on them. But yeah, that's it for today. I think I'll probably come back again with this robin kit, red robin kit. I did notice there's a new sketch in the magazine, so I might have a go at that. Hopefully that's going to be in a couple of days time. Hopefully I'll be well and truly over this little bug that I've got. Don't know where it's from because my sister hasn't got it. It's only me, lucky me. But yeah, so that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching and the support as always. You know, you guys are amazing. Don't forget that. I love you all. You're amazing. But I'll put photos of these up on my Pinterest. I'll also put photos on my Facebook and in the groups as well. And if you need anything, any questions, any queries, just give me a holler. Okay, take care of yourselves. See you soon. Bye bye.